Hello.
How are you?
Good. How are you?
I'm doing well. I'm
Happy
doing well,
Saturday.
thank you. Yes, girl, happy Saturday. It's been a long week, child, but we made it.
You look good.
We made it. Thank you. So do you. You look great. Are you in the studio?
Yes, I'm in the studio.
Working woman, always. Hello, everyone joining. My name is Karina. This is an episode of Kicking It with Karina. Today, I will be talking to Miss Toni Jones, the affirmation queen, about her journey and her upcoming album. So, yes, if y'all have questions, please drop them at the bottom in the Q&A, and I will try to get to them at the end. Toni, the last time I spoke to you, girl, was back in March.
No, was it?
And yeah, it's
Was
been a
it
minute,
March?
girl. It was March. It was March, and it's been a minute, honestly, since I've gone live. So I'm glad I'm able to come back to the people with with it being a familiar face with you. So that's great. But
Yes.
yeah, last time we spoke, it was March, and of course we talked about self-love, the importance of affirmations, positive
Mhm.
self-talk, and just your journey. So today we're going to dive into, for those who may have missed it in March, we're going to dive into how you got into affirmation, a little bit of your journey again, and then we're going to tap into the upcoming album, Me versus Me.
Yes.
Um,
Me versus
so
everything.
every me, excuse me. Yes, thank you for correcting me.
Mhm.
Me versus every me.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm sorry.
No, it's okay.
The live is just Instagram has this new update, and I don't know what I'm. It just looks different, and I don't
Well,
want to
you're
miss any
good on
comments.
my end.
Okay, all right. Thank you everyone for joining. So Toni, let's just really hop right into it. So give us like
Okay.
the introduction. You know how you got started in music, and then with affirmations as well.
Well, how I started in music was um, I was a life coach for 6 years, and I wanted to support my clients with having. Oh my good, my girlfriend Raina is here. She lives in Dubai. I'm sorry.
Oh wow!
Oh, I haven't heard
Hi.
from her in a minute. Hey Raina, I miss you so much. Please DM me. Sorry about that. I had to
No,
shout her out.
it's
That's my
okay.
girl. So back to the question. Yes. So I wanted to provide my clients a real tangible way to practice wellness and well-being and healing on the go. So what better way through music, you know? And so when I created Affirmations for the Grown Ass Woman, it just started to take off. You know, it wasn't just my clients using it, it was women around the world using it. I was like, wait a minute, I
I might
got
have done
something
something
here.
here.
Then life happened, career identity crisis, rediscovering, what does it look like for me to work from a place of my work being oriented around my joy. And so
Hmm.
I was like, yeah, this is it. So I closed down my one-on-one coaching business in October 2020. And then I came out with I See Me Mantras. And so I just been doing a thing ever since. So that's kind of a little bit of a synopsis of how I got into music.
Yes, I love that. I love that. Once you see a sign, you take it and run, and that's exactly what you
Yeah.
did. I love it. I love it. So your album, Me versus Every Me, is basically mostly based on like
Did
self-love
you got the
affirmations.
link, right?
Yes,
Yes.
yes. And at the end, we're gonna play a little game. Like I'm gonna play a little game because I got to hear some of the songs, right? And
Yeah.
some of them stood out to me.
Ask me about anything about the what you listen to. Give me your feedback, all of that. Do your
Yes.
thing, but I just want to let you know you got space to go
Okay.
as you want to, even though the album's not released. But go ahead.
Yes. Okay. Thank you so much. All
Mm-hmm.
right. So I want to dive into the album because I feel like it's very like I feel like it's really intentional from the title, from the cover art to the release date. So I kind of want to dip into that. Well, so first talk to us about the title. Why me versus every me?
Um, because that's all our journeys, the inner voice,
Mm-hmm.
the inner dialogue, the inner conversation that goes on, and how we are the only ones that have to live through that. All these multiple versions, these multiple emotions, and this conversation is always happening. And so for me, my own personal journey is learning how to navigate all of that, learning how
Mm-hmm.
to calm that conversation, how to evolve that conversation and purify it in a way where I can be well inside out. not just be performative of wellness and well-being, but
Yes, yes, yes.
embody that from an internal space. So me versus every me is not just about cultivating that well-being, but just being able to fully accept and love all those versions of yourself, whether you change, whether you heal the things that you don't want part of your life or not, as is. If you were to be like this for the next 20 years, would you be able to still love yourself as is?
Mm,
Would you be able to fully accept yourself as is? And so in my own journey, I've come across, I won't say my journey, but in the past couple of years, I've been able to explore that me versus every me
mhm.
inner dialogue a lot more intensely because I've had a lot more time and presence to be with myself. And so I wanted to share that inner conversation through the lens of affirmations, positive
Mhm.
affirmations and word, to help people, I guess, give people a point of entry into how to approach that in a conversation, as it relates to the topics of the different songs on the album.
Yeah, I love that. I love it. I love it. So you said that the language of self-love is affirmations, right?
Yes.
When we think of self-love, I know, we may think of writing positive notes to ourselves, positive self-talk that we talked about back in March. Um, and I think it ties in really well with the theme of your album, Me versus Every Me, because when you are going through the journey of self-love, you have to really love, like you said, learn to accept every single part of me. Okay, I made a mistake here. It's all good. That, maybe that's part of me. You might have to go through the journey of experiencing and like, okay, I made a mistake. I'll learn from it, but I still love who I am. I may have, we're accepting and loving what we do and how we do it. And that's really what I love about just the theme of your album. Can you just go into detail a little bit more about the language of self love?
Uh, yeah. So when I say affirmations is the language of self love, it's
Mm-hmm.
not just talking highly about yourself, it's also holding space for the versions of you that still kind of attach to the ways that you really want to change and you
Mm-hmm.
really want to heal from. So it's instead of like, I'll give you an example. Instead of saying, um, I'm speaking highly about myself to become a millionaire in 6 months. I am a millionaire. Like that, you're speaking highly about yourself. But let's hold space for the versions of you who still have fear around money, that
Yeah.
still is not great at managing it, still has these old capitalistic concepts on how to get money. So the way that you actually be honest and integrity with where you're at and where you're evolving or manifesting into, you want to say things like, I'm so grateful that I'm learning how to manage money right now with the money that I have. I'm so grateful for
Yes.
the money that is coming into my life. I'm grateful for the mindset that that's changing around money. I'm grateful that I'm believing more that I have possibility and that I'm worthy of more money coming into my life. And I love how I handle millions of dollars as it, you know what I'm saying? You see the
Mm-hmm.
difference? So it's a loving way of being honoring where you are, where you're evolving, but you're also being present with where you're at, but you're
Mm-hmm.
also honoring the past, the version of you that has been conditioned to have these limiting beliefs around money. So the language of self-love is literally being in integrity with your whole multi-dimensional self of past, present, and future in a loving way, though.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. I love that. Those that are coming in, thank y'all so much. Please drop questions for Toni if you have any in the Q&A at the bottom. And I love the feedback, girl. Yes, the people are loving it. Toni,
Yeah.
how excited are you for this album? Like, how are you feeling? Is it like a relief that it's finally about to drop? Um, how are you feeling right
I'm
now?
excited to how am I feeling? I'm excited about it being out in the world. I want to hear
Yeah.
how people are receiving it, like what's coming up for them. That's why I sent it to you and all, other people to take a listen and see what comes up for them as they listen to the songs. I'm more excited to hear about how it's landing for people, because I literally I went through my own journey with this album. So I'm just kind of like, oh, I get to share this journey with this album with other people. Like, it's not just me that have gone through this experience of creating and embodying these lyrics and this feel of this album. It's going to be millions of people that are going to experience this album. So I want to hear, I'm eager to hear what people are getting from it and to see where there's resonance, seeing if they got some things that I got or expanded from what I initially thought when I wrote it or created it. So I'd love to hear what you thought. Did you take a listen to the album?
Yes, I listened to several songs. I think I love Inner Size. It's very upbeat. I really love that one. I wrote some Better Love. That was a favorite. And
you pointed your finger on that. You was like, Better Love. If he gave the finger, then it's okay.
That was it. And then I liked
official.
I liked Talk to Me Nice, and the first one, Run In. I think it was Run In, right? I like that one too. Right.
Yeah.
But I think my top fave though, I didn't get to listen to every single song, but I think the ones that I did listen to, my favorites was Better Love.
Better Love.
Yeah, I like that one.
Okay.
Okay. I'm excited for the people to hear it too, because I was listening, I'm just going around the house cleaning up and got it playing in my ear, and I'm like, Toni got some bars. Like, this is good. I really enjoyed it. I think that people are going to receive it really well. And I think,
thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome. I think that the people are going to receive it well for sure. So this project took roughly
What's up, Lizzie?
6 months. It's okay.
What'd you say? Roughly 6 months?
Yeah, 6 months. I read somewhere you mentioned making this project was magical. It was full of emotional ups and downs, yet the most creative, collaborative adventure you've been on. Can you explain what that experience is like making this album? Take us deep down, girl.
I honestly didn't think I was gonna make it. I'm gonna be honest with you. The people that are closest to me knew like what was going on within me. My therapist knew, but it was things that was coming up in me, especially during the summer, that I was just like, why is this here in my 2021? I don't want to give this type of Toni to Toni. She loves herself. Like, I've had to face some things that I was just not proud of, that I was embarrassed in front of me. I didn't care who else saw. It was just like the amount of intentional work that I've done within myself and still having to face these versions of me that still have a heartbeat. I'm like, I thought I killed this hoe 2 years ago. Why is she still living?
Yeah.
So for me, it was just about, well, how can I reframe how I'm emotionally and cognitively approaching this version of myself? And I took a more loving approach. It was like, let me not just try and learn her so I can heal her, get rid of her, change her. Like, it's let me, because I understand how the childhood and how conditioning and society and trauma influences you. I get that hardwiring. But what if I tried love, like just really courting myself in a way where I fully accept myself, to where I'm not trying to over-evolve myself before my time to evolve out of this version of myself. It was like, I accept this about me. Especially if I'm going to share myself with, a man in a relationship, or, go deeper in my friendships, this part of me, I can't hide. You know what I'm saying? Intimacy is about exposing this, and then watching both of you, say, okay, this happens. you know, but I'm here. I'm not going nowhere. So it's like, for me, I had to do that with myself this year. It's like, okay, this comes up for me. Yeah, I don't like this. This is not something I'm proud of, but I still rock with it, all of me. I still rock and accept all of these versions, you know. So it's been an adventure of just emotional roller coasters of self-acceptance and choosing myself over and over again, no matter what the shadows, how many shadows come up, you know, and has been very powerful for me because I'm a lot more patient with myself, a lot more aware of my booby traps, if you will, that take me down the spiral.
Yeah, and I love that because I think, and that's what I think a lot of people are going to receive this really well because we all have things we don't want to face or don't want to accept. But you know, it is like you said, it's a roller coaster. But at the end of the day, it's only one me, it's only one Toni Jones, you know, and so we have to just be willing to accept it and be okay with it. And I think as well, the people not feeling alone, like, you know, like I'm embarrassed about X, Y, and Z, but you know, listening to Toni, I know I'm not alone, which is a great comfort for a lot of people. So I do love that that you said that. I want to talk about this cover art because I really love it. It's a photo of you made up of photos of you. And it's really creative. I like that. How did you decide on what you wanted the cover art to be for the album?
I would love to say it was my idea because I feel like my producer is my manager too, and just my creative ally and partner in what I create. And so I feel like he pulled the thought out of my mind because I'm like, hey, that was in my database. How did you get that? You know, and that happens often. But he just showed the cover to me and I was like, yeah, that's it. And you know, we played around with fonts and things of that nature, but you know, we wanted the album to look like me versus every me, but it be undeniable art. You know, when you look at the art, you like, oh, that is me versus every me. That is
literally,
you know, so that someone says synchronized. Yeah, very, very much so. Creative synchronicity for sure is another game.
Yeah, I got that through the cover art. I'm like, oh, this makes so much sense. Me versus me, and it's her, and like all these different versions of her, which is perfect. What about the release date, 11/11? Is there any? I don't know. I'm big on numbers and like repetitive numbers. So, is there any significance or importance behind the release date of 11/11?
So, just a quick update, everybody, because I've seen people in the comments saying they can't wait till 11/11. So 11/11 is the pre-release date. We had some changes. That's the pre-release date. So please still mark your calendars and all, and you guys will get more information about what pre-release includes. But 11/11 is the date where we pre-release the album. The fully released album date will be on 11/18.
11/18.
Okay. So hold on, hang in there with me. Hang in there. I'll give us some sneak peeks throughout the upcoming weeks of some of the songs. But 11/11, it's a master number. So my master number is 33. And from what I hear, it's very rare that you have a master number. And 11 is a master number. So I wanted to honor that. Synchronicity of numbers are something I've just newly got indulged in this year, and the more I get indulged in it, the more that I'm learning like how numbers are a spiritual language, you know. And so 11 is new beginnings. It's a path. To my understanding, the way that I was taught by one of my mentors is like having two ones together is like creating a path. You know, it's wholeness. Like it's duality in alignment, and it's creating a path where you walk in the middle. So, you know, I can go deep on into that rabbit hole, but I'll spare you all your brain.
Actually, my brain, thinking. Toni, my brain is very curious. So, we'll kind of get off track with this one little question.
What?
What is a master number? How do you figure out what a master number is?
A master number. Well, it's all about numerology. So
Right, it's true.
I'm a words girl. Okay, I'm not a numbers girl. So numerology is a very complex, like Lizzie just said, it's very powerful.
Yeah.
But trying to articulate it to educate y'all is just a whole complexity for me. But basically, master numbers are people who are here. It's like they're portals here on the planet to be conduits to the human,
okay.
to remember who they are as divine beings. So it's a level, like our journey requires a certain level of mastery in our lives. It's not just, oh, we live our lives. It's like, no, we live our lives, but with the curriculum of mastering yourself and mastering this plane of living. So.
Well, yeah, girl, that'll be a whole deep conversation, child.
Mm-hmm. But like they said, it's all the numbers in your birthday added together and simplified into its smallest number.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
So add all the numbers together of your birthday and then simplify it to one number. So if all the numbers end up being like 11, you put it to 20 to 2. If that makes sense.
Right. That makes sense. It makes sense.
Yeah.
That's something we're gonna have to dive into another time, child. That sounds like a very deep
we'll dive into
time. But I'm curious to know, what are your feelings when you see and get a lot of feedback from your music? I know that, the goal of yours is to inspire and help women around the world accept themselves and understand that they are that girl. So what does it feel like to you when you see all this good feedback and you've helped this person get through this hard experience or difficulty in their life? Like, how does that make you feel?
That's an interesting question, only because I fluctuate between these two ideas. And the two ideas is that understanding that I'm here for me. I'm only here for me. But by doing that, I influence other people to do the same thing. So there is a responsibility to continue to show up for me, because when I do that, I influence other people to show up for themselves. So in my mind, my intention is, Toni, are you okay with doing this? Do you enjoy this? When I have found myself, when my intention is to inspire others, change lives, heal other people, it takes me on I don't know, this compulsive energy of like, it's for the people. I'm a martyr for the change of the world. That's a lot of responsibility to put on a sensitive person like me, Yeah. And so, for me, when I hear it, I'm always in awe to hear the responses of people, because that I'm not doing it for that. It's great that that's happening, but to always be in my mind of like, am I enjoying this? Am I having fun? What's truly what I want? Like, do I want a simple life? Do I want to be out? Like, I don't want, like, I'm always courting my integrity, my authenticity with my own self and what I desire, why I'm here, the purpose of fulfilling my own life's joy. I'm always in that conversation. So when I hear people say, you did this, you did this for me, I'm like, dang. Wow. Like, no matter how many people tell me, I'm just like, what? You got all of that. What I'm doing is powerful.
Right.
And it's just wild, because when you're used to doing it majority of your life, and the people that are closest to you, it's just like, that's you. Like, it's nothing that's grand about it. That's just you. It's not nothing to be like, to take into consideration to influence their lives. You kind of have this idea of like, it's not really worthy or special or something, So it's very interesting to have that experience of people close to you not value it as much as people out in the world value it, you know, or people who are out in the world are so vocal about what it's doing for them, and the people in your own life are just like, you know. So I'm always in a humble state of like, anytime I hear it, I'm like, wow, like I love what I'm doing, but I'm also influencing people in a way that is completely transformational. I never get used to it. Every time someone to every DM, every person that says anything to me, I'm just like always in awe, like I'm hearing it for the first time.
Oh, I love that. Yeah. I think that is when you kind of realize like I do you believe that you're in your like you are living your purpose because you are doing things that make you happy, but at the same time you're simultaneously feeding to other people who need it as well?
Yeah, when I feel joy, when I feel just very connected and aligned, that's when I know I'm in my purpose. When I'm not feeling that way, I'm not in my, like, I don't feel like I'm in my purpose, because no matter what I'm going through, the ups and downs, the ebbs and flows, the duality of life, no matter what is happening, it's my responsibility to court myself back into alignment of well-being and feeling good.
Right.
So,
Right.
because that's my most natural state. I've just learned how to be out of that and survive outside of my alignment because I'm born on Earth, you know, in America. You know what
Right.
I'm saying? That's not my fault, but I get to be responsible and a sovereign being by making that choice with my free will to say, hey, I don't feel this way. My vibration is low. How the version of me who loves myself, what would she do in this moment to bring me to back to a state of joy? So I say all that to say is like, I feel more purposeful for sure when I'm in my joy. When I'm not in my joy, I'm just like, okay, time to pull out the toolbox.
Yeah.
Gotta
Get to work.
get to work, you know.
There's a question in here from Lizzie Jeff. She said, how do you express sensuality in your lifestyle and stay connected to your feminine power? Thank you, Lizzie. That is a great question.
Lizzie, why are you all up in my business? How do I stay connected to my sensuality? Oh, let me see that question again. How
How
do
do
you
you
express
express?
sensuality in your lifestyle and stay connected to your feminine power? Okay, how do I express my sensuality in your lifestyle? Um, it's a variety of ways. Um, through cooking, through the way that I dress, the way that, you know, I put lotion, oils on, the way I take care of myself, the way I take baths, um,
Yes, Lord.
the way I connect to my body, the way I dance by myself, my rituals, my altar work, and my altar play that I do. Um, I'm always incorporating sensuality by getting in that feminine space of like feeling good and nurturing myself, overindulging. When I find myself focused on what's not loving me, that's when it's like, okay, time to let's amp up the self-love. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's not just a bath. It's we doing we going to the next level of what this looks like, self-care looks like. So that's how I express my sensuality, is in the everyday womaning of my, you know, with my own womanhood. And then like being maternal, just being nurturing to like my nephews, my niece, kissing a man, you know what I'm saying, and meaning it. You know,
Yeah.
like that feels so good to me when I can express my maternal, nurturing, sensual, sexual self, without any inhibition, and being allowed, like having someone allow me to do it. Not allow, but just saying, yes, I welcome that. Like, I want your sensuality. I want your femininity. That feels womanly to me. Staying connected to my feminine power, again, it goes back into caring for myself, you know, always checking in with myself, because I have masculine energy, and I'm an Aries too. So we're very impulsive and go straight into the problem straight into the issue or straight into the
Mm-hmm.
fun, like let's do it like impulsively. So sometimes I have to be um a lot more patient, a lot more nurturing with my masculine energy and not shaming it,
Mm-hmm.
you know. But it's a softness. The sensuality and the feminine power, it's a softness to it. There's a wisdom to it. It's like if a mountain was made out of cotton. It's like, if you will, it's just weird.
Mm-hmm.
It just has this masculine stability, but, you know, rootedness and grounded presence. But it also has this fluidity of like the wind at the same time. I'm just describing like what that feels like for me when I'm like
Mm-hmm.
connected to my feminine power and how I express my sensuality. But honestly, it's just channeling that energy of sensuality and feminine power through everyday womaning. It's how I'm doing it, how I'm being when I'm doing it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, in one of your songs, Inner Sides kind of talks about catering to your inner self. You understand. You have to be able to understand your inner self. And there was one thing you said. I think I wrote it down. Let me see. Inner Sides was a fave too. It was very upbeat. What
I
did you
love
say?
inner
I wrote it
side.
down.
I love inner sides. It's super boppy. You can twerk a little
Yes.
something,
Yes, girl. It puts me in
you
the
know?
mind of like being home alone and like I'm blasting it, I'm cleaning up, but I'm dancing and I'm speaking
Yeah, yeah.
affirmations and I'm learning how to I'm listening to the lyrics and I'm learning how to really love the inner me and being able to cater to myself and take care of myself from the inside out, which is I think something you mentioned in the song too.
Yeah.
Can you talk about the importance of your inner self and catering to yourself from the inside out?
Um, it's really just like kind of being gang for you, you know,
Right.
just being gang for you. It's just like, you know, if you had a whole crew that worked for your business and they worked for one goal to like get the job done,
Mm-hmm.
to accomplish the goal. It's like taking care of your inner being, put in the work to cultivate a wellness within yourself. Is like being gang. You're on the team. Let's this is the win. Like you trained for this. It's game time.
Mm-hmm.
It's time to believe in your infinite potential. It's time to walk by faith and not by sight. Let's get in the game. We know what we need to do, you
Mm-hmm.
know, and it's not for, you know, you to focus on how everybody else is doing it, but really going within to say what works for me. What works for me with the responsibilities that I have, the obligations that I have, what my time bandwidth looks like, what my energy looks like. You know, you get to customize what that inner size game plan is for
Mm-hmm.
yourself to be well. So you have to just think of yourself, think of yourself as I'm on the team to achieve my own greatness. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I love that. I think I'm going through like a little self-love journey without even trying. Like I'm finding myself saying no to things I really just don't feel like doing. If I want to sit in the house, I'm going to sit in the house. You know, if I want to go out without makeup on, I'm going to do that because in the moment I feel good.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
Um, you know, I
Yeah,
think I'm going through that and I'm loving it. I feel like I'm growing and it feels kind of weird, but weird in a good way.
I can relate. I can relate.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
it feels good. Someone had a question in here. Official evolve. Toni, your songs are fire, but sometimes when I feel far in vibrational vicinity to the high power of your songs, it feels bad. Does this happen for you? And are you always pretty stable in this vibe?
She was saying what happens for me. You broke up a little bit.
I'm sorry. I'll read it again. She said, Toni, your songs are fire, but sometimes when I feel far in vibrational vicinity to the high power of your songs, it feels bad. Does this happen for
Mm.
you? Or are you always pretty stable in this vibe?
So it feels like shame because you're not in vibration to the music. I so get that. Are you kidding me? I'm the one that's creating it. So it's like when I'm not my high vibrational self, I definitely face these these reflections in the mirror that's like makes me I won't say makes me, but it causes questions to come up about my validity. You know, what do they call it? Imposter syndrome? You know,
Yes,
where
imposter syndrome.
you feel like, am I imposter? Am I an imposter of this?
Right.
Because
Am I
I'm
really
a
made for
fan.
this?
Like, am I really made for this? Like, do
Mm-hmm.
I truly believe this? Like, then why am I not embodying this right now? Like, so I completely get that. But the reality is what comes up within you and what comes up doesn't mean that you have to label it, judge it, organize it in a way to where you understand it through the logical lens. You are changing and evolving, growing, and healing at a very complex time.
Mm-hmm.
So sometimes you just need to hold space for what's coming up for you and allow it to happen. It's okay to push pause on the music. It's okay. It's okay to take a pause on trying to always personally develop yourself and getting your mindset together. Sometimes you just need a cookie. Sometimes you just need to just call a friend up, or sometimes you just need to have fun. It's literally not me to call the shots on what you need to do or how you
Mm-hmm.
need to be. It's really on you, on what you feel like your emotional GPS is signaling to you on how you need to move for yourself. So I
Mm-hmm.
totally can relate to that. I think we all can, we go through those things where we're expressing this authentic greatness and these talents and gifts, but personally sometimes there's things that's going on that just don't reflect that aspirational
Yeah.
self that is part of our multidimensional selves, you know.
Mm-hmm. Great. I love that answer. I want to go back just a little bit because Me versus Every Me, this is your, I want to say, fourth album?
Fifth.
Fifth album. Okay. How would you say you've grown just in general, or you can get a little deep if you want, grown throughout each project and up until Me versus Every Me?
Affirmations for the grown-ass woman, you know, help me grow. I see me mantras uh, help me become more aware of myself.
Mm-hmm.
Affirmations and chill grew me as an artist because I was playing with some things that I could possibly do with my voice. Fast forward to the mental health mixtape. The mental
Mm-hmm.
health mixtape and Affirmations and Chill are similar in the ways that they help me grow as an artist because I was testing out some different things that I can do. Some of the stuff I didn't like, some of the stuff I did like that I did with my voice in the way that I use my voice on the music and express myself. And then back to Ice and Me mantras, I think it was the first time I really just allowed myself to explode on something. When I was creating like events and all of these other things that I was doing, I always tried to confine and package my bigness, my depth in a way that was digestible for other people. I'm very mindful of where people are at, but Ice and Me mantras, it was like, I don't care. I'm talking about all the things on how I'm
Mm-hmm.
called by God, being used by the divine, how I'm awakening to my own divinity, um, how I want to kiss and make love, and all of these things. What I want to say about men, even though I haven't experienced these healthy experiences with men. Like it was just like ICD mantras, like y'all about to get this work, y'all about to get all the stuff that's been coming up for me
Mm-hmm.
in my own awareness cipher. So, but now, uh, me versus every me, it literally was just like I was in a room full of mirrors, and I had to just I had to hear and see all of it, and I had to take a deep breath. And even now, I have to take a deep
Mm-hmm.
breath and say, I love myself. I accept myself as is. I love myself. I accept myself as is. All is well. I'm exactly where I need to be. Like I have to constantly like chant this to myself because sometimes the awareness can be so overwhelming because
Mm-hmm.
you're like, which one of me do I deal with first? Like, if and which version of me, who can handle all of this? I'm having a challenging time handling it. So for me, with this album, I have grown in how I handle myself, how I self-soothe, how I comfort my own inner being when I feel anxiety or I feel any type of cousins of depression trying to come up, you know, old timelines of how I used to think about myself, you know. Yeah, it helped me deal with myself a lot better. So it was, you know, with one album is growth and my womanhood. You know, the other two albums, the mixtape Affirmations and Chill, was about growing as an artist and exploring different things with my voice. I See Me Mantras was sharing this explosive awareness with the world through the, you know, the affirmations. And then Me Versus Every Me is like all about loving myself as is and always choosing myself over and over again, no matter how many old me's try and campaign to say, hey, we're here. Look, you got all the evidence to let us rule again. And it's like, no, I love myself. I choose myself over and over again. You know what I'm saying? So it's been, and even though I'm answering, I don't think I can articulate it the way that I understand it or understand it, because the vastness of what has happened within me with all of these albums just don't have logic, you know. It doesn't have a word. It's such a feeling. You have to energetically feel it. When you listen to all my albums, you will feel like the growth. You will be like, oh, whoa, you know. So even though I'm answering the question, it's just like I still feel like, yo, I did not answer that question, because it's
No,
so much more to say and try and you know, how I've changed, how I've grown with each album.
Yeah, and the people in here, they love I See Me Mantras. See, they're gonna love this one. They're gonna love Me Versus Every Me. I'm telling you, I can already feel it. And so earlier you mentioned, you know, well, I asked you about how you feel when you get all this feedback. How are you hoping that the people receive it and receive
You
this
know what?
album?
Okay. I'm not attached to this, but my hope and intention is for millions upon millions upon millions share this album. Like, that's what I want. I want it to be a wildfire.
Yes.
That can't be stopped. Like, this is my hope, is that whatever this album does for you, do not allow yourself to keep it. Because I noticed that with some people who have DM'd me or commented like, Toni, like, I've kept you to myself for like a year and a half. Like, I didn't want to share it with nobody. I'm like, why are you doing this? But I get it, you know. But my hope is that people receive what is in this album, you know, and share it with other people, like somebody paying them to. Because the reality is, people need music, like healing music again, like music that makes you feel your own truth, your own soul. Yes. And it's like, it's not just about Toni being talented or dope or, you know, I love what I do and I love that you all support me. But it's also like, we need a better human experiences with each other. And anything that supports us being that much more connected and more loving, share that shit. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, you know, it doesn't take anything. So that my hope and intention is that by putting this out into the world, that millions upon millions of people around the world will be sharing this and benefiting from it.
Yes. And I think it's so important that with this album, because it's self-love, we are, you know, facing ourselves in many different versions. And I think that is important when, like you said, we need each other. It's important to be our higher selves, to be there for the next person or, you know, friends, parents, and family. So I love that. I want to go into a game with you, Toni, where we're going to guess the song. I am going to give you some lyrics from some songs, and I want you to guess the song. Are you ready?
Wait.
It's going to be kind of hard.
My songs are songs?
Yes, your songs off the
Okay,
album.
go ahead.
Yes. Okay. I feel like I see one more question though. I don't want to miss nobody. I see one more question. Okay, we'll take this for the last question. Official Evolve. How do you remain unattached to how the creations of your heart are received by the world?
That the
And we'll
process,
make that the last one.
yeah, the process of creating them just feels good. Like making you feeling like it feeling good while you're creating them. Like that's the goal. Like for me, it's like my goal is like, am I feeling good while I create this? You
Yeah.
know, and if I achieve that, then that satisfies and gratifies me. I can't say that that's the antidote for you though. You know, I don't know you. I don't know the of how you think and perceive, but I would say the closer you get to making that your priority and your goal, you loosen your grip or concern about how other people process what you create and what you're offering to the world. You get so engulfed in it being enjoyable for you and being satisfied with what you create that it almost like you don't even have the nerve about how other people think about it. That's just personally me,
Right. Love it. All
Somebody
right,
said
girl.
I'll be going on tour doing like small. Yes, I will be doing that, Mocha Goddess. Yes, stay
Come
close.
on, tour.
Come on, tour.
Come on, tour. Love it.
Yeah, just stay close to Instagram, YouTube, and you'll stay updated on everything, on tour dates and all that good stuff. And subscribe to
Yes.
IamTonyJones.com as well.
Yes,
So,
girl.
okay, let's get to this game. What is this, girl? What is you doing?
Okay.
Put me
I
on the
mean, a
spot
little,
like that.
I got
Okay.
a little razzle dazzle at the end,
Okay.
you know?
Oh, shoot.
Okay.
See what I got.
Okay, so guess the song. I'm going to read the lyrics or the affirmations, and you guess the song that it comes from.
Okay.
All right. I know me like no one else, so I'm the only one that can love me the most because I'm the only one who knows and has felt all of me.
Oh, that's from the recent album.
Yeah, this is from recent.
Oh, okay. I thought you were okay.
Me versus every me. It's coming from that album. Yes.
Yeah, Better Love.
There we go. I had to start with that one. It's my fave. And I like the sample of okay. Thank you. I'm glad you did that. Thank you. All right. We're gonna keep it moving.
Okay.
Point to Toni. I only have three, but the second one is I'm learning to seek less and allow more. I'm accepting what makes its way to me. I explanations and not fight for closure. I let things be.
You broke up, but I think that's Pleasure Meditation.
Hold on, let me read it again. I broke up?
Yeah, you broke up a little bit. Go ahead.
Oh, darn. Okay, let me try again. Okay, I'm learning to seek less and allow more. I'm accepting what makes its way to me. I flow with what is meant for me. I no longer chase answers, explanations, nor fight for closure. I let things be.
Oh, snap.
Toni, I don't want to put you on the spot, girl.
Girl. Relationship Lullaby? No! Oh, God. Wait. How do I not know this one? Closure. Say it again.
Okay. I'm learning to seek less and allow more. I'm accepting what makes its way to me. I flow with what is meant for me. I no longer chase answers, explanations, nor fight for closure. I let things be. I mentioned it when I talked about my top faves.
Talk to me nice.
Yes. Yes, I love that one. Go ahead, girl. All right, last one. You'll probably know this one. You're gonna know this one for sure. Well, not you probably know it. You wrote it, but I'm saying, okay. Mm-hmm. I engage with what contributes to growing in self-care for my eternal world. I understand the importance of having a daily ritual of indulging and catering to my well-being, pleasure, and freedom, however I see fit.
Inner size?
Yes.
Okay. I heard all that inner. I was like, oh, yeah.
Yeah, I was like, no, she got it. Was there anything else that you want, everyone to know about
For
me
sure.
versus every me?
Um,
Let it out.
Call to actions. If you're on Spotify, follow me on
Mm-hmm.
Spotify. If you're on YouTube, subscribe to my YouTube channel. It's Toni Jones, Toni with an I. All my links are in my bio. Again, pre-release is 11/11. And look for, follow me on Instagram here so you can be updated on all the things we got doing for upcoming days to the
Mm-hmm.
release date, which is 11/18. What else do I want to tell you guys? I think I'm complete with that. Yeah.
You want to send us off with a great message on this good old Saturday?
Oh my goodness, y'all. I'll listen. I'll tell you what I tell myself. Take it one day at a time. And if you
Mm-hmm.
can't take it one day at a time, take it hour by hour, because that's literally what I'm doing. All I can do is like step by step, hour by hour, because
Mm-hmm.
things are a lot. It's, some people are
It's
tender.
easier.
Yeah,
It's
you're
easier.
sensitive to the times, you're sensitive to what's going on, how you're changing, the uncertainty. So sometimes it's just a lot more relieving. I won't even say sometimes, a lot of the times it's a lot more relieving when you say, okay, what do I need to do this hour?
Right.
Like, how do I feel good this hour? What do I need this hour? Like, let me not focus on tonight, tomorrow, next week,
Because it's going to
like
come.
20 years. Like,
Right.
right now, what is today requiring of me, and how do I want to be today? That's what I want to encourage everyone to drop into on this fine Saturday.
Yes, yes, yes. Well, thank you, Miss Toni. I
You're
appreciate you
welcome.
always. You always give a good word and just, help us face ourselves. And
Mm,
thank you for just letting me be here to talk to you. Like, I really enjoyed it. I had a great time, and the people in here clearly had a great time. So, y'all, please stay on the lookout, because I'm staying on the lookout for this tour. Okay, I'm gonna pull
yeah.
up on you, sis.
Okay. Okay. All right.
um,
Sending my love. I appreciate you. Thank you.
Yes, you're welcome, and thank you for being here again. Everyone, y'all follow her. Go to the link in her bio. Stay tuned. What is the YouTube?
Mhm.
Follow her on Spotify, and just stay tuned for the official release of the album 11/18.
All right. Peace, y'all.
Bye, Toni. Thank you.